Good morning, everybody. This is Dee Reinhardt with Illinois WorkNet. Today we are doing our DHS technical assistance call, and we're all here, congratulations, instead of being at the Cubs parade. So that's a good thing for all of us. So let's get rolling. And Olivia, are you there?
I sure am.
You want to open up your screen and start the dashboard review?
I should. All righty. I hope everybody is having a great Friday. I'm just going to quickly run through the intake dashboard and just cover some areas that we cover every week, just making sure that we're getting all the customers moved through the dashboard and nobody's getting stuck in any one spot. So the first section is the application section, and it looks really good. There's only 4 people in this section, it looks like, that have not either moved to the green or the red yet, and the incomplete application older than 24 hours. We just need to make sure these 4 customers aren't staying in there too long, and we're reaching out to them and trying to get them to complete that application and figure out if they want to move forward with EPIC or if they're maybe declined to participate at that time. The next section of the dashboard is the eligibility review section, ready for review by DHS caseworker. It looks like we have 9 customers that have completed the application and are ready to go through eligibility review. They're probably scheduled to come back in at a later date to do that process. And then the next section is needs to be scheduled for consent. So we have 10 customers that have finished eligibility review but have not completed random assignment, so they need to be scheduled to come back in and complete that random assignment so they can find out if they're going to be in the EPIC or the SNAP group. And then we have 1 person who missed that consent meeting, so we need to be reaching out to them and figuring out what's going on with them. But the dashboard looks really, really good. We don't have a lot of high numbers in the yellow area, which is always a big plus. So keep up the good work, keep working hard, and getting the customers moved through. There's a couple sections on the enrolled dashboard that I would like to go through with you guys. If I can get it loaded here. So on the enrolled dashboard, the big one that we need to be keeping an eye on from DHS is the referral pending, no contact from customers, recommend conciliation. We have 124 customers who never attended their initial CBO appointment. So we need to be having those customers come back in and go through the conciliation process, figure out, like maybe something was going on and they really couldn't make it. But we need to get them engaged with that CBO if we can. Do you guys have any questions on any of the dashboard areas?
I don't see anybody. Oh, Leslie's typing and April are typing. I don't know if they're just saying good morning or if they're... So while we're waiting for the questions, do you want to go to the intake projections?
Yes. So the intake projections, just kind of where everybody's at in the state. It's broken down by region. So we have for Region 1 Chicago, they are definitely moving right along, especially after that decentralization. They're really climbing up there and their numbers. And we are only, 4 days into November, and they're already right up there. So keep going, Chicago. And then we have Region 2, who is doing phenomenal. It looks like last month they passed the projected numbers, and they're sitting right up there. They'll probably pass it again in November. So keep up the good work, Region 2. Your numbers are looking amazing. And then we have Region 3. We recently opened up a new FCRC in Region 3 to help pick those numbers up, and they definitely are picking up and looking a lot better. So keep up the good work, Region 3, and hopefully with Bloomington being open, that'll help bring in a lot more customers. And then for Region 4, their numbers are also going up. It looks like they had a really big jump between September and October, and they're doing really good again for November, only a couple days in. So keep working hard and getting those numbers up. And then Region 5, who has been above their projected numbers since June, still continue to rise above their little blue line. So you all are doing very, very good. Our numbers are definitely increasing. We still have a while to go before we reach our target goal, but we're getting closer and closer every day, and you guys are all doing so good, and I just really want to encourage you guys to continue to bring in the customers and keep moving forward. And it does look like, oh, Dee, did you already answer that question?
I got a couple of questions here. So the question that April asked is, if a customer becomes incarcerated, do they become, what do you do with them on the dashboard? So if they become incarcerated, are they still SNAP eligible, or do they become ineligible if they are incarcerated?
I believe once they become incarcerated, they lose their SNAP benefits. So well, April, you're going to want to.
Let's get an answer from DHS. So can somebody type a yes or a no if they become ineligible? All right. So do you want to show them? I've got test open. Do you have a test open? On the progress page, let me minimize your screen here real quick.
So April says, or Mr. McMorris says they become ineligible. So April, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to add a case note and send it via WorkNet and email to the DHS primary contact, notifying them that the customer has been incarcerated, and see if they can update their eligibility status on the progress page.
So I'm trying to get to a progress page right now, but test is moving very slowly this morning. So right here, if the person becomes what Olivia was just saying, add the case note here, and then update the eligibility here.
Well, only DHS can update that eligibility.
Well, right. DHS is asking about if the person becomes incarcerated.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So are they, okay, so the answer is if it's less than 30 days, they're still eligible? I think the T is Tiana from Rockford, right? So if they're going to be in jail longer than 30 days, then they become ineligible? But we still need a case note to let no, we have to verify. Okay. So you still need to add a case note, right, Olivia, to let the CBO know that they're not going to show up for their initial intake appointment. And then potentially try to reschedule the intake appointment with the CBO so that it still shows under scheduled for intake. But if they actually end up becoming ineligible, then you would go and you would mark here that they are ineligible. And otherwise, you could go down to the CBO appointment. Come on. Come on, baby. I know you're tired. you could come in here because they wouldn't have anything uploaded yet, and then you could reschedule them for a date after they would be out of jail. Okay, I'm going to minimize my screen back down. Are there any updates that we need to show people about, Olivia?
I don't believe so. I think we went over all of the updates last Friday, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Unless
And then
you know
just an update on the decline to participate. We spoke with Cody, and we're hoping to have something available in test next week that we will work on, and then maybe by next Friday, maybe by a week from Monday, we'll be able to send out a message that the decline to participate items have been updated. Okay, next on the agenda is information gathered. And in the event that you are doing random assignment with your customers, this policy was shared out to staff, and we're going to put a link in the chat pod right now. This is about information that you gather during your EPIC orientation. This policy is on the DHS page, and what it boils down to is you can ask the customer before you begin the random assignment process. You can ask them if there is any information that they would like to update on their SNAP case. Make those updates and then begin the random assignment process where you go into EPIS and ask them the information. The policy was established so that in order to preserve the integrity of the survey, caseworkers should not use any information provided in the survey by customers to determine SNAP eligibility. Information in the survey should be used for research purposes only. So if you want to question anyone about this? Oh, good question. So Susan, you must be at one of the offices that go to a WorkNet office. All right, you can still ask them the question and make the updates at the office, but you have to ask them before you start the random assignment, and then make the updates once you get back to the office. But if they tell you something different during the survey, you cannot make any changes based on that. And McMorris is typing, so we'll wait to see what he has to say about that. We do have a link to this policy on the EPIC resource page, so that if you don't want to click the link from the webinar, you can click it from the EPIC partner page. There was also something that goes out, and LaTanya said what that was, but I forgot what the email update is that you guys get from DHS about things that are happening. I'm going to move on to the next item on the agenda. Okay. Oh, and Marquise just added the link from the intranet. Thank you, Marquise. That will give you the actual policy there. Those of us that are not part of the DHS system cannot access that internal link. So we had to use the external option. What we want to talk about, and I'm going to minimize this, what we want to talk about now is a couple of things that are happening during orientations, intake orientations that you guys are doing. When you are meeting with the customers, and I'm going to go to a customer who has, I need to go to a dashboard so I can find a test customer. During the eligibility review process, there is a spot when they make their application. If they are picked for a particular program, we have the option for you to check with Family Watchdog. And this has not been done in a couple of situations because we have gotten some people be assigned to programs who are on the sexual offender registry. So it is very important that you do this check, especially for the programs that do not allow customers to be on the sexual offender registry. This is something that we've had to work with the CBOs to get customers reassigned. So it is imperative that you take the moment to enter in the person's information on Family Watchdog. Excuse me, I had to cough. We don't want to have to do the reassignments for people who may or may not actually be eligible for any programs. If they are not recommended for any programs, then do not take them through the random assignment process. The other thing that we want to ensure is taking place is the fact that training is a priority for these programs. If somebody says to you, oh, I just want to get a job, don't put them through the random assignment so that they're going to be employment only. If they're not eligible for any programs, don't put them through the random assignment because they wouldn't be eligible for any training. Our goal is to train these participants so that they can get new career pathway skills. So please, please, please pay attention to the items that we've have set in place so that we can get our participants successfully employed and get them retained in employment for those 90 days so that we can get them off of the public assistance. Sorry, I just realized that my screen was small. So let me pull this up. So the Family Watchdog is here on an eligibility review page. You have the item right here. All you have to do is click. If there's no programs recommended, don't put them through the random assignment. Next thing we want to talk about is rejected referrals. This is a new procedure that we've just put into place. Let me make this a little bit bigger. And if a customer is rejected, we covered this with the CBOs on Wednesday, and we are going to give messages to all of the people that are sending in rejected referrals that they follow this procedure. So what they need to do now is they're going to be downloading a 2151. They're marking the referral rejected option here and putting a reason in why. They're going to upload the 2151. They're going to add a description in the note box so that we know from the form why the client was rejected. Then they're going to scroll to the top of the page, add a case note, and add a message in the case note box saying staffing needed to discuss, something to the effect of a staffing is required, and they're requesting a staffing appointment by 10 days. This is per DHS policy that they ask for that, 10 days. Then they're going to send the case note as an Illinois WorkNet message and an email to the DHS primary contact and to Illinois WorkNet team. That way, they've added the case note, they've submitted the forms, they're going to access the DHS 4334, fill in the top 3 items, all of Section A, add that to the change in monthly progress, other documents upload, and then it will become incumbent upon the DHS primary contact to schedule an appointment with the DHS primary contact, the customer, and the CBO, who can meet by phone to determine why the referral was rejected. If it was a misunderstanding, you, as the DHS primary contacts, will help them understand, the customer and or the CBO, what was going on. If after the phone appointment, the referral actually does need to be taken to a different CBO, then the DHS primary contact will work with Illinois WorkNet staff to make that appointment, to make that referral moved, and then DHS will reschedule an initial CBO intake appointment. So we have covered this with the CBOs. We have the procedure out on the staff, on the EPIC partner guide, so that everybody is there. We are in the process, Chris, of making the primary contacts updates based on a list that we received from Deidre, so we will try to get that taken care of today, Monday, hopefully by the latest. It is a programming thing that we have to do, so we will make sure that that gets done as soon as humanly possible, and then that way everybody's primary contact should be updated. I see a couple people typing here. All right, I'm going to move on to the next item, which is the reverse referral process. Now, we started this reverse referral process before we had the decentralization of the offices, and it seems to be working with the exception of a couple of glitches. So if we do need to, especially for Chicago, because this seems to be where the most issues tend to be happening, if we need to set up a particular schedule for reverse referrals to happen, I plan on having a conversation with Olivia G., myself, and Deidre and or Olivia E. after we have this call today, if they have time. But in the rest of the state, this is working well. The CBO fills out a 2151 and lists the CBO information, and they send the customer to DHS to have them scheduled for a EPIC orientation appointment. We will reiterate with the CBOs that they are to tell their customers that they will not necessarily be seen that day, but they will be scheduled for an intake orientation, or I'm sorry, an orientation appointment at the pod offices. So if somebody can be available to schedule, if it comes down to the point where Monday afternoons is the day that we're going to be doing the reverse referral orientations, then that's what we'll establish, and we will let the CBOs know that in the Chicago offices. Otherwise, it seems to be working fine across the rest of the state. I just wanted to bring this up to everybody who happens to be part of the decentralization, that this process has been in place prior to the decentralization. Another item that we worked up some process for is the customer being employed before they are engaged with the CBO. So what we need to do with this is the fact that if you are talking to your customer and they are telling you that they've got some interviews, or you find out from the customer that they are not going to participate with their CBO after they were randomly assigned, then you need to go in, find the customer, go to their progress page, update the progress to ineligible, and add a case note that indicates that the customer found employment at such and such a company and will not be attending the orientation on such and such a date. If the job does not work out and they become SNAP eligible again, they are encouraged to participate in the program if training space is still available. Send that as a case note to the CBO primary contact and as an Illinois WorkNet message and an email, and then add that case note. So this is really important that the CBOs know that that appointment is not going to be there. You can go in and remove the appointment as well, but by making them ineligible, then they won't be anticipating the customer showing up. Pamela typed, contact telephone numbers should be updated in EPIC so they auto-populate on 2151 referral given to customer to report, so they can communicate directly if they are running late or need a reschedule. Yes, that's possible. There are several numbers for some of the offices, so if we can work with Deidre to get the phone number associated with that, we'll see if we can auto-populate that phone number. That's something that, because of the number of phone numbers and who do they actually contact, that was something that we kind of left blank on purpose because it was too difficult to figure out which phone number to auto-populate. But we'll work with Deidre to get whatever number is appropriate for the offices. All right. Anybody have any success stories that they've submitted that we need to go over, Olivia? Olivia, are you on
Sorry,
mute?
I was on mute. No, we don't have any new success stories in this week.
All right, so now let me find, we have 2 CBO presenters from the Chicago area. So let me find their phone numbers in the chat pod. Nancy, did you call in from the 312 number or the office number at 773? So if you could type in what the last 4 of and then Diana Alpazar is on. Let's see if I can find her phone number. Maybe we'll go to Instituto first. There we are. Unmute. Okay. Nancy, we'll get to you next. Give you time to dial in. So we have on our webinar here, we have under our restricted resources, we have links to our websites, and we have brochures available by many of them. So first I'm going to go to Instituto's website here, and thank you for joining us today. Diana, we have Diana Alpazar. I probably butchered her name. Welcome to the call today.
Good morning, everyone. Well, I'm here to talk a little bit about our programs. Instituto del Progreso Latino has 2 main bridge programs that we work with, and this is Manufacturing Technology Bridge Program and then Carreras en Salud. These are our bridge programs The purpose of these two programs is prepare adults with limited academic or limited English skills to enter and succeed in credit post-secondary education and training that leads to career path employment in high demand, middle and high skill occupations. Our main goal is to bridge the gap between the initial skills of individuals and what they need to enter and succeed in post-secondary education and career pathway employment. Our programs assist the students in obtaining the necessary academic, employability, and technical skills through three required components, which are contextualized instruction, career development, supportive services. And these supportive services, I believe, are the most important things that help us become successful in the program. Because students come here because the majority of them are unemployed, so access to financial resources is it's a barrier for the most part, and we are able to meet their needs by providing transportation assistance to students once they are in training, purchasing uniforms for them, getting them again transportation assistance, and then paying tuition, paying for textbooks, paying for licenses or fees that they need to pay in order for them to get access to state training and of course get certifications in industries.
All right, so what programs are you offering this year are you, through EPIC, which training programs are you offering besides the bilingual?
It's Carreras en Salud or Careers in Health is basically to get access to nursing careers such as certified nurses assistants, licensed practical nurse, and registered nurse. They don't necessarily have to be bilingual. It was something that we used to work with the population in the past, but now because we are becoming an official technical college, access and enrollment is going to be pretty much open to everybody who is interested in completing a career in these fields. So that's Careers in Health, but we also have Manufacturing Technology Bridge program, which is to get access to those individuals who are interested in getting access to employment in different industries with computerized numerical control, setting up machinery, getting access to either food industries and different industries where these skills are required. So those are the two main ones. And of course, we also offer as well employment placement, financial coaching, access to public benefits. It's a variety of services that we offer.
Great. I was talking because I was coughing, so I put myself on mute. Where are some of the places that you place the students after they're complete with your program?
For Careers in Health, it's a variety of places. It could be nursing homes, hospitals, doctors' clinics, community clinics. There is a high demand now for home health. So whoever is interested in doing home health services, so either CNAs, LPNs, or RNs going to the individuals or patients' homes to take care of them while they are at home. So that's for Careers in Health. For the manufacturing technology programs, it's access to food industries, access to any type of places where they can work in with machinery, basically.
Oh, I'm talking again on mute. Do you also offer the safety certification for your manufacturing clients?
Yes. We do.
All right, great. And then do you do any, are you doing forklift in this, or is that a TDL
No.
program that you don't offer?
No, it's just basically for manufacturing industries, nothing to do with forklifting. It's mostly
Okay.
computerized numerical control, safety and production positions.
All right, great. Great. All right, does anybody have any questions for Deanna from Instituto to ask her about their program? We'll give them just a moment to type. And where are you physically located? Where is your training offered?
We are located in the south side of Chicago. It's 2520 South Western Avenue.
Okay. And how far away is that from one of the DHS offices? Which of the DHS offices are you closest to?
We are close to, I can't really think of their names, but it's located by 59th Street and Western Avenue. That's one, 55th and Western Avenue.
Latrice is saying you're near the Englewood office.
Englewood, that's the place.
So then you would probably be kind of close to the 59th Street office as well.
Yes.
All right. I don't see any other. I don't see any. Oh, I see Latrice typing now. Okay, she's saying by Mid-South too, which is what I just shared. All right, well, thank you, Deanna, for joining us today. I appreciate it. And just to let everybody know, if you do have any questions about any of the programs, we do have the brochures and the links to the website on our EPIC partner resources. So Deanna, do me a favor and send me both of those brochures that I just showed in the webinar as a PDF, and then we will add those to the website. Now what I'm going to do, thank you. Now what I'm going to do is open up the phone line for Nancy Brown from Catholic Charities. Nancy, are you there?
I am here. Good morning.
All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and bring up the page for you guys. All right. So Nancy Brown from Catholic Charities, tell us about your program.
All right. Our program is based on 2 apprenticeships where people will be earning certificates. One is in warehousing, where the certificates they earn are low rider, low lift motorized hand truck, high lift motorized hand truck, and forklift. The other program is in hospitality, where they have the opportunity to earn their sanitation license, both city and state. The way we start out is they start out with what we call personal effectiveness training, and that's where we work with the soft skills, but within the context of this program called Winning Futures, where the context is to build confidence, because a lot of times if you've been underemployed for a very long time, the first thing to go is your confidence. So we train soft skills within that context. After that, and that's about a week, and it's augmented with clinics in resume building, behavioral interviewing, financial capability, customer service, and computer skills that are spread throughout the entire program. So after that first week, they start hard skills training toward their certificate at their particular location. So for warehousing, the warehouses that we use is over at 4500 West Chicago. And for hospitality, They are 1 day a week in the kitchen for 8 hours, which is over at on the southwest side, 26th and Marquette Road. And 1 day a week they're in classroom work for 8 hours here at 62nd and Halstead. From there, now warehousing is a 4-week program and then they test. Hospitality is 6 weeks and then they test for their certificate. After that, they have the opportunity to do subsidized employment, 16 hours a week at $11 an hour for 8 weeks. And we have a variety of places we are working on. Currently, this warehousing, the warehouse is one place where they do subsidized employment. Then we have another warehouse on Damon, 39th and Damon. And I'm also looking at St. Vincent de Paul, which is up north, and Dutch Farms, which is out south, to do subsidized, their subsidized employment. And also maybe, hopefully, get some, maybe some work with them. That's a thought. So the kitchen here for hospitality is one opportunity for subsidized employment. But I'm also talking to Chipotle and Mariano's and, the other places because, they have that. They've built up over here, so we want to take advantage of their desire to be in the community by having them work with some of our participants.
Great.
Any questions, or did I not cover something?
I know that you haven't been with the program very long, so is this, are you getting employment for your clients and getting them out there into the work world?
Well, we only have one client that is currently in subsidized employment. We didn't have a lot. We only have 10 people now.
Okay.
And some of them are relatively new. I do have, especially in the hospitality area, I have contacts with quite a few employers who aren't interested in doing the subsidized employment and then possibly picking up our participants.
Great, great.
Warehousing, I'm still developing those relationships.
All right, and so just to reiterate, the food program that you offer is how long?
It's 6 weeks. The training is 6 weeks.
Okay, and then the manufacturing program that you offer is?
Well, it's warehousing.
The warehousing, sorry.
That's okay. It's 4 weeks.
Okay, so some pretty quick turnaround. And are those classes full-day classes, or are they part-time classes?
They're part-time. Both programs work 16 hours a week, and then they're augmented with time with me and clinics.
All right.
For hospitality, it's 2 days. It's Tuesday and Wednesday? No, Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday is 8 hours in the kitchen. Thursday is 8 hours in the classroom. For warehousing, it's 4 days a week, 4 hours a day.
Okay. So there is a possibility that they could potentially do some work experience at the same time that they're doing some classroom training because they would still have some time in their day.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Great. I don't see anybody typing. Is there anyone who has a question for Nancy from Catholic Charities?
And most of our people are coming from Mid-South, Southeast, and Northwest, and Humboldt Park, actually, because of the west side presence of the warehousing.
Okay. Cool. Great. Well, thank you for joining us, Nancy. I appreciate your time today, and we look forward to our final series of CBO presenters on the 18th. We will not have a webinar next week because it is a holiday for most state workers. I know I'll still get to work, but if you have any issues during the course of the week, you are welcome to give us an email at epic@illinoisworknet.com, and have a great rest of your day, everybody.
Thank you, Dee. Thank you all.
Thank you.